Alright, let's check out what's happening with the Bitcoin price. So if we come over to the daily, the last video we made, we were talking about this potential bear flag from here to here. The bear flag is still technically playing out. Obviously, nothing's been confirmed. This is just a potential pattern. We've had some wicks, so we'll move this a little bit. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And yeah, well, if we draw it like this, it actually looks more like a bearish pennant now. So the price target of that would still be the exact same down here. If we do break down 27,000, we did say we're not going to be putting in a short for this because we do have some strong support around these green boxes. Now we are still in the bearish pennant right now. If I come over to the daily as well, you can see we've got a higher low, or this was the top, sorry. We've got a higher low, this was a higher low, this was a higher low, this was a higher low. If we come into the 4-hourly chart and auto scale it, you can also see that this was the high. We had another peak up here, and this is still technically a lower high. So I see a lot of people getting out of bed for this move. These are the same people that were getting out of bed when Bitcoin went from 45 to 52. They're the same people that got out of bed when Bitcoin went from 39 to 43. And it's the same people getting out of bed from the move from 33,000 to 38,000. So I would like to point out that this is at least a lower high until now. On my other chart, I have the 40,000 level, but I'm also going to mark the 43,000 level on here, because in my opinion, even if we come up to somewhere around about here and start tanking down again, in my opinion, that is still a macro lower high. So for Bitcoin, nothing has changed. I didn't make a video yesterday because there was nothing to make a video about. We are still in this pattern here. If I come over to this chart as well, we talked about a potential W pattern, which is obviously a bullish pattern. The thing is with this pattern as well is first of all, I'm not putting in a short for this pattern, and I'm not putting in a long for this pattern right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the charts to tell me exactly what's going to happen, and then we can decide whether we're going to put in a short or a long, because that's what sophisticated traders do. There's no point in trying to catch a falling knife and buying every single dip. When Bitcoin was up here, everyone was telling you down here at 62,000 buy the dip before it goes to 100,000. When it was at 55,000, everyone was telling you this is the last time to buy Bitcoin before 100,000. They were also telling you buy the dip here, buy the dip here, buy the dip here, buy the dip here. So as sophisticated traders, the best thing to do is to let the market decide what we're going to do. There's no point in me saying, oh, this is a bearish pattern and this is a bullish pattern, so we should do either of these scenarios. What we want to do is we want to look at the market, we want to let the market tell us exactly what's going to happen, and then we can decide. For example, if we break out of this this resistance or this support here, we could potentially put in a short. If we break above the 40,000 level and potentially come up here, we could potentially talk about putting in a long around these levels, but we would need to see what happens at the time. So if I come over to the Bitcoin shorts as well, you can see not too much is happening with these shorts. Let me just lock the price. Here we go. So we said previously on the daily, every single time that the shorts skyrocket past this box, it's most likely going to be a mass liquidation event. So we haven't exploded above that box yet. We are still below it. So there's not too much to see on the Bitcoin shorts. On the total crypto market cap, again, if we auto fit, you can see that we've just come above the 1.8 here. But if we zoom out, we are still below our macro 618 here. So yeah, Bitcoin has not made a decision. I do want to point out that we are still making lower lows and lower highs right now. Nothing has changed in the trend whatsoever. If we do come over to the daily though, you can see that the RSI has been pretty much completely reset and is now hovering around 35. So things could be worse. I don't think if we do dump that we would go much further. My predicted bottom would be round about the 31,000 range. That is the max pain threshold for me. I would be quite happy to put in a short if we break out of this pattern here, but I would not be shorting past 31,000, and that's only after the market tells us we're either breaking down bullish or we're breaking up bearish. So there's one more thing on the 4 hourly. You can see we've got our fib from the top of this wick here to the bottom. You can see the 0.5 is here, so we came up, tapped the 0.5, and we're kind of sitting just below the 0.5 right now, above the 0.382. So even until we get above the 39,000 level, nothing has changed. Once again, lower lows, lower highs. We're gonna have to let the market decide what's gonna happen, and then when A happens, we'll do A, and when B happens, we'll do B. So once again, none of this is financial advice. It's all just my opinions on the market, and you should always do what's best for you. Peace.